In what time span were those kind of songs written? Are some of them very old and then a lot?
Yeah, exactly that. It's a weird one with debut albums. It's
Right.
like every debut album that around by our peers, it's going to be similar. Like, you've got we've had 2 years to create interest to this album, so there's going to be songs that people have already heard. That's the same with bands that I've listened to, like Bombay Bicycle Club. I knew most of them because I heard demos on MySpace.
Right.
So, but you know, it's all been re-recorded and remixed, and it's a new take and stuff of the songs that maybe people have heard in the previous EPs. We're not fucking over that much, but it's like, yeah. So, Stay With Me, for example, was written when we were 18 in a previous band, but like I said, we built up and we fit into that song now, and that's why it's opening the album. The most recent song is In My Mind.
Yeah.
Because we were writing that during.
Okay.
It was last year. We were driving back from Glasgow. We had a big one, and we were a bit hungover, and we were listening to lots of music in the van, and everyone was asleep at the time, I think, and I just hummed it into my phone really whilst I was driving, and then I brought it to the pre-production sessions for the album, and Catherine kind of got excited, and so did the rest of the boys, and then we just started on that, and that was a song that was really just came together in the studio. Like the end kind of line, the little lead line in the last chorus was written right at the last moment. So yeah, so the album spans between like 18 and 22 years old, personally for me, lyrically at least. So the last 4 years, it's kind of like a journey from then to now, really.
Is your connection to a song like, or maybe all of the earlier songs, is the connection the same as when you wrote it?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. But it's funny because Black Magic lyrics were started last year, 3 years ago. Started 3 years ago, we started Black Magic, and most of the lyrics were written then. And it's funny because it's ironic. Is it ironic? Because the lyrics, because of what I've been through recently, kind of still hold true. They're like, it's just but with a new situation.
Right.
I don't feel like I get too specific with my lyrics, and that maybe means that like the situations happen again. I don't know. It just feels.
They don't hold a particular sense of time, I guess, do they?
No, it's not too specific.
So is that a very conscious effort on your part too?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I just wrote how I was feeling at the time 3 years ago, and for some reason I just feel like,
unlucky.
yeah, a bit unlucky. Yeah, just feel the same way now. Just for whatever reason, really. But yeah, like a song like "Stay With Me," it's more of a nostalgic thing now, because that relationship was years and years ago. But I like looking at how I was feeling at the time. It's kind of cool. It's just that's what it's all about, really.
Right. And Joe, do you know what all the songs are about?
Not all of them, but I guess in the way that my favourite bands that write songs, you make a connection with a song and you make up what that song means to you in a certain way. And in a sense, I think we all do the same thing with Matt's songs. Some of it's personal, some of it he's open to talk about. So I think you make your own connection with the song in a way that's personal to you. That's why you get passionate about playing it.
So what's maybe one bit of lyric, or maybe even a song that you were particularly impressed by?
That's a good question.
Nightdriving, which is an old song, actually. There's particular with the song generally is about driving when you first pass your driving test, and you just drive because you can drive, and you go and pick all your mates up and stuff. And I think that sings true with a lot of our fan base, perhaps, who are, not all of them, but a large percentage of them are young people and probably learning to drive for the first time. And I know for a fact that when I first passed my driving test many moons ago, that I did exactly the same thing. I went out, you pick your mates up, you go to the nearest drive-through McDonald's just because you can drive through it.
You don't know where you're going on the drive.
No.
But then when you're like 17 or 18, you don't know where you're going with life. That's the whole thing with that song for me.
Yeah. So that rang pretty true with me, I guess.
That's very interesting then, because you're a bit older now. Do you have a better sense of where you're headed?
No, this is the funny thing actually. Like you feel like when you're 17 or 18, you don't know where life's going, and then you feel like, oh, by the time I'm 23, I'll have my shit together. But no, definitely not. I don't think you really do ever.
There's no job progression with a band, is there?
No,
you don't move. You don't move up to CEO suddenly, or like from being like an office clerk or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. It just new challenges when you get older, isn't it?
This ties in then with the question I always like to ask is, what is your definition of success then? Because and I don't like the question, how do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years?
Yeah.
But do you have a vision of the future, or what you want to get out of being in a band?
Really,
our kind of measure of success when we first started the band, when we first started playing our instruments, was how high up on the bill can you get to our local festival.
Right.
So like the headliners for us were like that's the ceiling.
That's the dream.
Yeah, that's where you want to get to.
Yeah, when you pick up a guitar, you're never like, oh, that'd be really good to do like a 7-inch through Rough Trade, and then maybe you play the old Blue Last and sell it out. You know, you're like fucking hell, I want to play, I don't know, sort of Led Zeppelin at the Royal Albert Hall, and you're like, oh, I want to do that. That'd be amazing. Or you see like Foo Fighters at Wembley, and you're like, I want to do that. Fuck it. I'm not saying we should. I'm just saying, like, if you write music that connects with enough people, then you probably earn it. Like,
yeah.
And that remains to be seen with the band. I'm not going to say it's going to happen or not. It's not for us.
So that's our measure.
It's for the guards of rock to decide. Yeah. And if we put out music that connects with people, it's for the people to decide about what size room it is at the end of the day. But success, now actually, like, that's success when we're 15 and you pick up instruments. And I think it's important to, even though we're living through what we're living at the moment and experiencing stuff, and it could be really easy to be like really realistic, like, oh, maybe not, no, that's too much of a dream. I think we should respect our 15-year-olds' dreams. That's the whole point. It's so fucking stupid. We're in a band. That's stupid. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're just we're in a van for like 7 hours a day, and we're trying to make a living out of it. It's just batshit crazy. So we might as well go the whole hog and have a go. But yeah, success at the moment, if you want to be realistic about it, it's like kind of, if we get a second album, I'm buzzing. If we make one, I don't know. But with like, you know, rock bands at the moment, we're not making huge amounts of money. But I think if in the future we're still doing this, you'd like to think we're doing the best music and the most honest and exciting music. I want to just carry on progressing creatively.
But so with this dream in mind, kind of, and you mentioned those kind of stadium things that you see the big artists do. Yeah. Does that influence the way you write music or the type of music that comes out? Because your music can be a little bit anthemic.
It's interesting you say that. I mean, Matthew does the majority of the kind of birthing the songs and things like that, so I'm not speaking on his behalf. But I saw an interesting interview with Noel Gallagher once, and he said that basically after the first 2 or 3 albums of Oasis, he started writing music for the size of rooms they were playing, and those albums were total, you know, from his words, and I agree with him, were total crap. Right. Because he was trying to manipulate the songs to be sung by that amount of people. It wasn't true, and didn't come from his heart, it came from his head. Yeah, definitely. You can't, I don't feel like, especially in rock and roll, you can second guess what people want. People don't know what they want. People didn't know, like, oh, we could do with Alt J before Alt J came out. Alt J just goes, this is who we are, this is what we do, and people are like, oh fuck, I love that, I need that in my life. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not for the audience to decide what the band does. That's not a creative expression, that's and you know, Bowie would never do that. No, and he was innovative as opposed to kind of.
Yeah, you know, there's different arenas of it. Like when you're in the recording studio, you don't write music. You write music, such a cliche, but you do it for yourself. And I feel like the more personal, to an extent, like the deeper you go, and the more true you go with yourself, the more universal you can go. I feel. Yeah. I don't know. Just I feel like when Chris Martin sings the lyrics in The Scientist, he didn't think like, oh, I wonder what they want to hear. Right. This is my truth. And then that, in turn, because it's real, that meant everyone connected with it. That's how I feel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
But it's kind of counterintuitive. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you might want to get successful, but, like, you kind of need to not try and be successful, because that's, you know, we're not business.
Right. But so has that always come natural to it, especially because you write the lyrics, to open yourself up that way?
No, definitely not, because a couple of years ago when we were experimenting, we were like, oh, we want to be successful, we should definitely not do rock and roll because it's not popular and all that shit. I guess lyrically, I've been always quite a reflective writer, because I feel like if I'm sad or angry or there's certain situations that I'm trying to make sense of, I'll write lyrics to try and make sense of the situation, or just try and express. Like, music for me is an expression in terms of, like, I want to get what I'm feeling out. It's quite cathartic. I feel like shit, I want to talk about it, whether it turns up in a song or not. I'm not that interested about writing songs about other people, because I don't feel emotionally involved about the fictional characters in my head.
Subconsciously, I guess then people connect with music because they read into whatever you're saying at the time, and they express their emotions through.
You share
that.
it.
Yeah, you share the emotion, I think.
I don't know. Yeah, so I've not really thought about, like, lyrically and stuff before, but I don't write any, like, storytell. Maybe I should. I don't know.
Can you see yourself writing, like, in that way?
Maybe. I don't really feel like a lyricist. I know I write lyrics, but I don't feel like a lyricist.
Okay.
I don't feel like I pour over poetry or anything like that. I'm not like Morrissey or Alex Turner or anything like that. I'm way more melody first, and then I'm in the vocal booth and we're doing the album, then I write the lyrics. And I'm like, fuck. Maybe. Do you know what I mean? Like,
fair enough.
And I feel like the lyrics I write on their own never turn up in any songs. Okay. It's always the melody, and I'll sing into my phone or dictaphone or whatever, and I'll sing like gobbledygook, and I listen back, and then I like pick out words. And I always think it's like when I sing in gobbledygook, I always feel like maybe it's my subconscious speaking. Yeah. Because then I write lyrics and then I'll look back and go, oh, fuck, that meant that was what I was thinking about.
Okay. Dunno. So it's a very subconscious kind of way of getting maybe emotions out.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you think about it too much, then you're not like in the moment if you think about it, and that's not like a true expression. Man. Do you know what I mean?
All right, final question, and then we kind of touched upon this already, but what do you want people, and we talked about the audience, what do you want people to take away from your debut record?
Well,
if anything.
What do we love about other bands' debut records? Like, Rage Against the Machine, the first album, was so huge for us because we just like turned it up. Fuck you, I won't do what it would tell me. Turned it up, pissed your parents off, jump around in your bedroom, and be excited and inspired to pick up an instrument. And you're like, do you know what I mean? That's what we want from our debut record, I think. I don't know. I don't care about people going on like a journey or whatever it is. I want people to just turn it up and just, I don't know, want to come to a show, want to pick up an instrument, fucking throw a laptop out the fucking window, like that shit. And just, I don't know, like get sweaty and sing with strangers at a gig. Yeah. I don't know, like, you don't have to think about it too much. Right. It's rock and roll, like. Do you know what I mean? Like,
they're a collection of songs that we've made over the past 2-3 years or whatever. Yeah. So the fact that hopefully that connects with as many people as possible that get to hear it.
For whatever reason.
Yeah.
It's not like a big concept album or anything like that. How can it be if you've written it over 4 years and you didn't even know you were writing the album in the first place?
Half the reason it's self-titled is because you couldn't sum it up.
Yeah, how do you sum it up with a phrase? Like, when there's no clear, or if there's any theme to the album, it's how we were feeling over the last 4 years. Yeah. But the concept album is coming. I don't know when, but...
4th or 5th.
Yeah. What do you want people to take away from it? I don't know. Be excited and want to headbang.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.